Hey, thank you for joining. Spytech, thank you for joining. Drinking some Tom Hanks coffee. Okay. I didn't know he made coffee, but that's good. Hey, if you're new here, make sure you let me know where you're from. Don't forget that you can tap the like if you want to join the fan club. Just send me the little heart me emoji, and that adds you to the fan club. It's free. Hey, Ranger, what's up, buddy? Cindy O'Neill joined. Hey, Cindy, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. Spytech, thank you for joining. I think Spytech's new. I haven't seen. And Cindy, you might be new. If you are, let me know where you're from. I hope y'all are having a good holiday season. John, hey, John, what's up, buddy? Thank you for the like. Jake. Morning. Steve just joined. Hey, Steve, how's it going? It's good. Good morning. I had to run in and grab my second cup of coffee. And I was testing the connection this morning, and I looked down. Oh, it's 5:45. It's time to get started. Good. Did y'all have a good weekend? Thank you for the fan club join. Appreciate it. I hope you did. I think everybody on YouTube's still asleep. Drinking some time. So, my God, Tom Hanks coffee? What's Tom Hanks coffee? I don't think I've ever heard of it. Is it just a brand that I didn't know he had a brand? Huh. Casey, morning. I hope you stayed warm. Are you still stranded up there, up north, or? Yeah, I know who Tom Hanks is. I heard that brand. Me either. I think Morning God's being funny. That's good. Stabby Bobby, hey, thank you for the follow. Hey, just so you know, if you're new here and you haven't followed, join the follow train, jump on there, and I'll do the same on the back end of the live. Morning, Ed. How you doing? There's Jessica. Hey, Jessica, how you doing this morning? Jessica's over here on YouTube. I hope you're having a good morning. Chris just joined. Good morning, everybody. Great. So, Minoka, Illinois, huh? Okay. Is the weather better than it was the other day? I hope, Casey. I heard he can act some too. For sure. Thanks for the fan club join. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ed. So, thank you. Appreciate it. Lord Scone, hey, how's it going? Plans for this week? Yeah, I'm trying to make it through the week at work. It's a project that I was working on, and they took it away because of what's going on, and then they realized that they didn't know what they were doing, I guess, and somebody higher up put some pressure on them to make sure it got completed by the end of this week, and they didn't know which way to go. So I ended up getting it dropped back in my lap late Friday. So that's I'm working fast and furious, and long days trying to get it done. I don't know why I'm killing myself, but I don't like to leave jobs undone. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Kate. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so I don't know if any of you, yeah, I know it's coming. My wife was telling me that the other day. She goes, I'd asked her not to share that information with all her friends and buddies just yet. But some of the family knows, my immediate family knows, but I haven't put it out there for everybody. Does anybody in Ireland use Irish Spring bath soap? I don't know. I would say, maybe not. Why? Frank, thank you for joining us this morning. Are you from Ireland, Frank? Hey. Oh, Ranger, a list. She's got like a spreadsheet. Yeah, a spreadsheet of honeydews. The roads are bad in Wisconsin. Gonna get off. All right, okay. All right, take care, Casey. Be careful out there. Yeah, Frank, I'm not sure if anybody, Frank's asking over here on YouTube if anybody in Ireland uses Irish Spring bath soap. And Lucky Charms. Oh, you're so funny. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if anybody got time to see, yesterday, today, 16 days till Christmas. Does anybody got a plan for making sure you got all your Christmas shopping done? I mean, are you halfway there? All the way done? Haven't done any? Let me know where you're at so I can kind of use that as a judge to where I'm at. I've purchased a few items, but I'm not done. And of course, when you live with 4 women and you're trying to get them to tell you, just straight, like if you ask me, hey, what do you want? I'd tell you. And, if you ask them, they're like, well, I don't know. I looked over here, but maybe this. No, I don't want that. I changed my mind. So Jessica, what is it? Everybody tell me. So this is one of the questions I had today. Hey, James Thompson, Bernie, thank you for joining. Let me know what one gift have you wished for Christmas? Hey, Kim, good morning. Everybody put your answer in the comments. What one Christmas gift have you asked for? Pete just joined. Pete can start it off. Nope. I guess he jumped off. Anyway, Gary King, John Goin, Pete, we're asking everybody, what Christmas gift have you asked for this year, or you're going to ask for? I don't see anything in the comments yet. Same thing on YouTube. Let me know what Christmas gift you have asked for this year. Ranger says Transformers when he was a kid. Yeah. But Ranger, But Ranger, what are you asking for now? Cameron Wilson just joined. Hey, Cameron, let us know where you're from and what is your one Christmas gift you've asked for this year. Steve Johnson on YouTube says he wants a new phone. Are you talking about like a cell phone? Yeah. And are you asking for an Apple or an Android? I don't usually wish for anything anymore. I agree. But let's just presume you were asked to give a Christmas list or a Christmas item that you would like. A heated, insulated garage would be nice for Ed. I knew he was going to go there. So Ed, let me ask you, because you're so good at a lot of things. Are you handy? I mean, do you do any of that kind of work yourself or not? God did. Hello, God did. Good morning. Let us know where you're from. The question is, what Christmas gift, if you had to ask for one today, would you ask for? And Steve Johnson said he wanted a new phone. It doesn't matter. Want a phone to have time with. I want a phone and to have time with my family. Steve, I think that's very reasonable. And I'll talk to Santa and we'll see if we can't get Santa to get one on your way. Guys, he believes in Santa. You're a friend. You are a friend, Jessica. Thank you for joining. Could define cost of time. That's hindering me. Yeah, you're right. I know you're super busy. So I have an idea what you do. This is kind of tricky. You gather all the materials you need, and you tell everybody that you're having a barbecue, but it's a working barbecue, and maybe you wait till spring because your weather there is like, ugh. And then you invite them all over and tell them make sure you bring your stuff, ladders, hammers, whatever you might need, and just have a garage insulating party. Ed, what do you think about that? Yeah, of course, I don't know. Nay, for me, it'd be a foldable phone. Oh, okay, a flip phone. I love those things. When I was Jessica, thanks, Steve. I like that too. I got that on the TikTok shop. It's in my showcase. I think they have it for about 10 or 11 bucks when it's on sale. When it's not on sale, it's about 30 bucks. But when it's on sale, it's like 10 bucks. I like it. It's one of my favorites. That's why I have it right there in the middle. Ranger. Yeah. So, flip phones, I always liked those. And when I was building houses, I had a flip phone from Sprint, who is now T-Mobile. But, it was like a two-way radio. Man, those things were lifesavers because everybody in the industry at the time, that's how they communicated. But, and you didn't have to dial anything. You could just, mic it and, reach out to Bob or whoever, and it would know who it was and actually ring them. So, and you could have a conversation on the job. Steve, thank you for the subscribe. If you're a creator, I'll go check yours out today. And thank you. Share the live with everybody you can. Bring a friend next time. You homebrew beer. I don't. Let me see. Did I? Also could get homebrew beer stuff. Ed, is that Ed that said he brought? Hang on, I got to look here. Somebody said they're brewing beer. Yeah. Yeah, work party in the spring. I think that would do it for sure. Did you really get it? Yeah. Like you had a deck party, Chris, and got a porch built. I tell you, it's not a bad thing to do that because I've been on several of those cruises, and you'd be surprised. You get 3 or 4 guys together, and you can get a lot accomplished, especially if you're prepared. That's what you're going to do. Usually, you can knock out a lot of those projects in a week. In one long day, or sometimes it takes 2 weekends, depending on the last one I was on. We built 2 patio covers. Well, actually, one was a patio cover. The other one was like a carport. And there was only 3 of us. I think there was 3 of us. But yeah, worked good. Ed and his homebrew. I didn't know. I don't guess I've ever drank any home brewed beer, but I've heard people that do it. Yeah. I'm gonna check it out, Steve. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I love it. Uh-huh. Okay. I'm trying to catch up here on these messages. They just started making homemade beef jerky. Okay. My wife bought a thing and she makes beef jerky sometimes too. Pickles. Oh man. I had a great aunt that made uh, pickles right out of her garden and they were spicy. Oh man, she made the best pickles. Started brewing my own beer back in 94. Huh. So you're pretty experienced at it. In Texas, Ed, we'd call you a moonshiner. I'm just kidding. Exactly, Chris. That's what we used to call it too, beer. No, I've never drank any homemade beer, but I've heard people that it's been a while. But I've known people who, I mean, they brew their own beer and they have their own reusable beer bottles. I like Dos Equis. I'm not really I'm not really much of a drinker. I did all that dumb stuff when I was a kid and figured out that wasn't the road I wanted to go down. But I do like a cold Dos Equis, like after I mow the grass, nice cold beer. Or if we're eating Mexican food, I like to drink a beer with that. Not really a pizza and beer guy, but I do like Mexican food and a beer. No alcohol. Well, the doctors say that any alcohol's not, apparently your alcohol in your body doesn't do well together. Yeah. And I don't think I ever had a glass of wine. I did my best to keep coolers company. Yeah, I've drank a few of those too. I remember Chris probably remembers when you couldn't get Coors beer in Texas. You had to go to Colorado, and when they first came to Texas, the only place you could buy Coors beer was Dallas. The Dallas Fort Worth area had it for at least a year or two before the rest of Texas, before it was distributed to the rest of Texas. And I know people would drive to Dallas and stock up if that was the beer they liked. And I think it was Modelo. Yeah, that's too. Yeah. So I know a lot of people that like to drink Modelo too, Ed. I prefer the reason I like Dos Equis is because it's a lighter beer and it's not so heavy. That's just me though. My wife loves dark, and she likes I think Modelo makes a dark. But her favorite one's probably Shiner Bock Dark. Yeah. Has anybody ever been to Shiner, Texas and drank cold beer there? Keith Dodson, thank you for joining this morning. Over the years, I've got to where I prefer Shiner. Yeah. Well, when I was young, been so many years ago. When I was 18, at the time, 18 was legal age, and I'm glad they raised it to 21 because most 18-year-olds ain't got enough sense to pour water out of your boot. Hey, Steve. Yeah. Zach Kitchens just joined. Come on, Zach. You too funny. You could have. That's Princess Ben to Galveston Island. Had Fat Tire there. Yeah. I've seen. Yeah. That's not my favorite beer either, but I know people that like that Fat Tire beer for sure. Everybody likes sugar, Zach. Hell, that's kind of like a drug. I wished I could not have sugar. It would keep my weight down. That's my downfall. You know, I can lose weight, but I have a sweet tooth, and you know, I don't know if it's just growing up in the South or what, but you know, after dinner there was always some kind of dessert, cookies, a pie, cake. I think it developed lifelong bad habits. So I have to really work at not having any sugar or limit the amount of sugar. It likes dark beers and cold winter day shiner. Yeah. Christmas ale. Okay. You're right. They are high in calories because they do have a lot of sugar in them. My wife likes, this time of year, she likes Irish whiskey. I'm not crazy. I tried to see how much whiskey I could drink when I was probably in my 20s a couple of times, and I figured out that was not my drink, because all it did was make me sick. And I learned that. I think that's what probably killed my drinking days. Not big on Irish whiskey. Me either. I don't drink any kind of whiskey anymore. And I'm what my wife tells me, that, you know, I'm a one. When we go anywhere, even socially, I'll have one beer or one drink, and then I'm done. And I could just as easily, if they said you can't drink any more the rest of your life, I probably wouldn't miss it much. How are you? Where am I from? Austin, Texas is the closest major city to me. I've only lived in two parts of Texas. I grew up in Northeast Texas and here. And I've been in this area since 1974 when I started high school here. Don't drink anything with tequila. Oh, really? Now, you see, that's the one alcohol. I like margaritas, and a good tequila shot with some lime. But I'd stay away from it because that stuff makes you act crazy. And so, yeah. But if I was going to do shots, that's what I'd want to do, a shot of some good tequila, because a good tequila, it doesn't burn going down. It's really smooth. A little salt and lime. Debbie Hill joined. Hey, so back, I don't know how we got started talking about booze. It's like, what do y'all do in the morning? Oh, we talk about making beer and drinking whiskey. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, work. Hey, Steve, have a good day, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Bring a friend tomorrow. And just so you know, before you get off, since you're relatively new here, Thursday, we will be doing trivia on Thursday. Everybody likes to do trivia. However, I do have a quick question. So I posted this last night, and it's my Christmas question of the day. And the question yesterday was, What famous Christmas carol was written for Thanksgiving? So does anybody on the live know that answer? That's right. Everything's bigger in Texas. Yeah, but Tennessee has the Smoky Mountains. Uh-huh. What famous Christmas carol was originally written as a Thanksgiving song? Chris says no clue. Anybody on YouTube? You too, Steve. See you tomorrow. No idea? Nobody? I didn't know this either. So just for my live contestants, I'll share the answer with you. It's Jingle Bells. And it says the song was written in 1857 by James Pierpont and was originally titled One Horse Open Sleigh. It was written to be sung for Thanksgiving service, and the lyrics are about sleigh riding, not explicitly about Christmas. It wasn't until later that it became universally associated with the winter holidays, and it holds its distinction of being the first song ever broadcast from space in 1965. How about that? I read that and I thought, wow, that'd be a great, question to use. And so I did last night. And, well, I want to say I only had a couple people post what they thought it was. Learned something. Yeah, I did too. I was like, I love that. Yeah, so something there. I could have been a teacher. I could have. It was just that science thing I couldn't get past. I tell people all the time, I'm like, I think in life you can never stop learning, ever. I don't care how old you are. Everybody learns differently, though. I mean, I've learned lots of stuff. People, a lot of times they'll ask you, well, how do you know how to do that? Well, I didn't know how to do it, but either attempted it, I found someone that knew how to do something. And there's still so many things that, I could spend a lifetime learning new stuff to do. I have people ask me all the time, they're like, what? I saw you on your live. Why? I can't believe you do that. Well, guess what? I can't believe I do it either. But then I see other people that can do it, and I figure I can do it too. Ed's really good. I don't have a radio voice, but Ed does have a radio voice, and he has like a 5-season podcast, Reflection. If y'all hadn't heard me talk about it, go check it out because it's on Apple and Spotify. I was looking at something on Spotify the other day, and boom, Ed's name came up, and I guess because I've listened to a bunch of those podcasts. You have a face. I like that, Chris. Yeah, absolutely. That's funny. Do y'all ever watch? Y'all ever watch the guy? I only saw him on YouTube, but now I think he's on TikTok now, and he's the cowboy that cooks off of the chuck wagon. And he's recently started making videos about how you take care of a cast iron pan. I can't think of his name. Well, there you go. There you go. I see Cow Cop watches him. I'd like to meet that guy. I bet he's just full of stories. I do follow him, and I post on his channel. I can't remember. He probably doesn't follow me back, but yeah. Just recently he posted, I guess his longtime companion, his dog died. And anyway, he was showing clips of I'd be a comedy of errors. That's funny. Well, Chris, you could have been in the Lone Ranger. Did you ever watch that when you were a kid? That was one of my favorite shows, The Lone Ranger. And I still like Westerns today. I love Western movies. So I like Western movies. I like history about World War II. I mean, there was a lot of tragedies then, but I tell people all the time, when you think you got it bad, just look around. Somebody's got it worse. And I can't imagine the character that people had during World War II. Women had to go into the factories and work, and the work they were doing predominantly had been done by men. Young men, were leaving their families and loved ones and going overseas and fighting. A lot of them lost their lives there. We just celebrated Pearl Harbor Day, and there were so many other economic things, hardships that people went through. And today I hear people complaining because, and I'm guilty of it. We complain because we have sometimes gas prices get to $4 a gallon, or our electricity bill's high, or water's crazy. And I don't think any of us knows what it's like and the kind of sacrifice those people had to make. I mean, my wife's mother's brother was 17. I don't know how he got in the military at 17, but he did. He joined the Army. He was sent overseas sometime in 1942, and was a prisoner. Well, I say a prisoner of war. I don't know if he was in a plane crash or what, but somehow he got hurt, and he had to hide out in Germany for nearly 2 years before they could get him back to the safe side of the line. And so for 2 years, his parents and the military had reported him dead. So imagine that. And then he comes back to the United States, and he's working at a rock quarry. And the story is he was he had a hole in his shoes, had a hole in it, and got caught on the clutch of the truck, and he was in a car accident, killed him. So after all of that, and then he was killed in a car accident, as I think he was like 26 then. But anyway, I just, if you think back to all the hardships that families went through during World War II, I mean, it's crazy. And so, I know if we ever got into something like that now, it might be worse because of, long range rockets. You might not have people coming ashores of the United States, but there wouldn't be anything that kept them from shooting rockets at us. And I mean, look what's happening in Ukraine. People are trying to go through their day-to-day stuff, and then, a rocket hits a building and kills all kinds of people. Anyway, yeah. My grandfather survived Europe in World War II. My grandmother's brother died in the Pacific. Yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, World War II is not the only war we've ever had. Vietnam, I mean, we lost lots of people in Vietnam. Whether you like that war or not. I mean, I don't think anybody likes a war, but Yeah, lost a lot of people in Vietnam too. Yeah. Anyway, so you know how that goes. Back to did everybody put their answer on down for what kind of Christmas gift you like? Let's see. I have what was it? There was another one. Oh, that was. Oh, okay. Here's a question and a fun fact too. Um, did you know that the colored part of a poinsettia is actually not the flower? Yeah, the flower is the flowers. Well, the red part of the poinsettia are not flowers. They're actually the leaves, and they're called bracts. And then there's a small yellow cluster, and that's really the true flower. But poinsettias are pretty, and you see them this time of year. Yeah, I didn't know that either. I learn stuff every day. Y'all would know that one. Let me see. I'm trying to find some movie trivia. Okay, so here's a question for you, and this is just general because the question is real long, but I'm going to kind of shorten it. Do you know how stockings being hung? Yes, they are very poisonous to animals. You don't want them anywhere where your dogs, cats, or anybody can get to them. Do you know where the tradition of hanging stockings on the fireplace at Christmas time? Well, for one, people used to hang their stockings near the fireplace because the fireplace was heat, and two, they actually hung them there to dry them after they had washed them, and so. You know, the tradition of it being Christmas and stuff being put in your stockings started about the 4th century, and the reason it started was because a family might be really poor, and if they were poor, then they couldn't marry off their daughters because they were destined for poverty. And so some guy decided, I guess, that had some money, that he knew of a family that was in that situation. So the story goes, he had 3 bags of gold coins, and the only way he could get it in the house without them knowing who it came from was to drop them down the chimney. So he dropped them down the chimney, and the family happened to have their stockings hung there at the fireplace, and that the gold bags of coins dropped into the stockings. And so then it evolved from there, where people, would put oranges and apples and all that fun stuff. So, yeah. How about that for a story? That's where it started. Had another one. Oh, yeah. So I got a question. So what's your favorite Christmas movie? Do y'all have, everybody has a favorite Christmas movie. Why so serious, Join? Good morning. Thank you. Tap on that screen, get the likes up there. Join the fan club, all the fun stuff. MAGA, finding out. Wendy Gill just joined. Good morning, Wendy. The Bishop's Wife. Bishop. I'm gonna. Yeah. So everybody, tell me your favorite Christmas movie. The Bishop's Wife. I don't think I've heard of that one. A Christmas Carol. I like that. Yeah. Life has a little red. No, mowing God. I have not heard of that one. It's a Wonderful Life. That's probably my favorite with Jimmy Stewart. Muchero is from all the way from Turkey. Are you in the United States right now? I'm sorry if I butcher your first name. Muchero. So somebody joined us from Turkey. I don't know if they're from Turkey or they're actually in Turkey right now. Probably because Jimmy Stewart fan. Yeah, I'm a Jimmy Stewart fan too. I like his Westerns. Home Alone. You know, we just watched that. The fam likes that, Wendy. Home Alone is another one. So Home Alone. I think the movie with Jimmy Stewart, It's a Wonderful Life, has such a good message. And it's kind of like what we were saying early. Could be Turkey. I don't think so. Oh, wow. Could be Turkey. Any others? Wendy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So, you know, if you're new here and you don't know, the goal of doing these lives, Wisconsin, good morning, is to, well, one, meet new people, have lots of friends, and have fun stuff to do and talk about. And for me, it's a great way to start the day. But you know, I ain't gonna lie, I'm here to gain followers too, because in the next 6 months, you know, my goal is to, I'm not looking to get independently wealthy on social media, but would be nice if you could use it to supplement my retirement, I would say. Yeah. Ed, I agree. So my wife is a huge Charlie Brown Christmas, Halloween, all of his shows. She loves Charlie Brown. Nope. Yeah, no. Mowing God, really? Come on. No, I don't think you know, yeah, I don't, I know people that do that. I guess they do. I don't think I would, I wouldn't devote that much. I want to, you know, I learned a long time ago. Did you laugh? I did laugh, mowing God. Yeah, it was, it was an adult joke. Yes. Kelly Rosenthal, thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hey, Kelly, we asked earlier, everybody, let us know what you have wished for Christmas. 1982, Yogi Bear's First Christmas. Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but let me write that one down. I want to check it out. Yogi Bear's First Christmas. I like Yogi Bear. I remember that as a kid. Okay. To concern. Yes. Absolutely. Dugan 17. Hey man, thanks for joining us this morning. So tell us what one item you've wished for Christmas. You too, Kelly. Let us know what you've wished for Christmas. Are you having to think about it, or she's writing a list down, I bet. Coffee table for my room. A coffee table. You know, coffee tables are kind of out of date. You know, I'm glad that I remember as a kid we had coffee tables in every living room, and my mother my dad must have told me 150 times, keep your feet off the coffee table, because you know, you come in, pull your boots off, and put your sweaty feet on the edge of the coffee table. Chris, you never did that, did you? Don't tell my wife. I like coffee tables, except it just seems like that, that's what usually ends up happening is you put your feet on it. I think that's why they started making recliners because, initially coffee tables, people put their feet on a lot, only once. Yeah. I only did it when my parents were home, so that was my rebellion, I guess, putting my feet on the coffee table. Because I had two sisters, and they'd tell on you for everything. Dad, David did X. I got one of the worst butt whippings when I was a kid because my youngest sister was aggravating me, and I gave her one of those little knuckle shots on top of her head. That was a mistake because my daddy wore my butt out. I think that was the first and the last time I ever did anything like that. I just lost my mind for a second. My daughters are in their 20s and amazing. I have two granddaughters. They're not in their 20s. One of them's 19 and one of them's 17. But I'll agree with you. They are amazing and a handful at the same time. Had a little brother like that. Did he not make it? I didn't think I was going to make it after my daddy got through wearing my hiney out. I tell people all the time, they're like, did your dad spank you a lot? No, he didn't. My mother wore out a bunch of switches and fly swatters on my backside, but my dad I could probably count on one hand how many times I got in trouble enough that I got a spanking. And well, I mean, from him, it was never a spanking. It was, they beat your hiney. Yeah, belt, strap, board. The last one I got from him was with a paddle. And it was like, you're in trouble and you're like, well, I guess I'm yeah. And it's like, voila, he pulls out this perfect paddle. And you're like, where's that paddle been? Where's he hid that? I've never seen that paddle before. But it's like magic. Paddle. Yeah. That was nuts. Open hand before 13. Yeah, as I'll tell you a story. When my wife and I hadn't been married very long, and I don't know, we probably got in an argument. I said something, or I have no idea. I don't remember exactly what it was about because it's been nearly 50 years ago, and I can't barely remember what I did yesterday. But I said something, or we were playing or something, but she slapped me, and I had to tell her right then, don't ever slap me, because I just rage. Because that was one of the things that my mother did when I was little. She'd backhand you so quick, and I think it really it had a lasting effect on me. So I can take a lot of things, but if you slap me, you probably gonna get hurt. And so I've never slapped any of my kids, and only spanked my daughter once or twice, and only one thing that ever made me spank her, and that was lying. I won't tolerate somebody lying to me, but then I've kind of gotten away from spanking. Dad used bridle reins. Yep. Ropes. Yep. How about a piece of water hose? Yeah, buddy. I ran from my daddy one time when I was I think I was 11, because I thought, he can't catch me. Well, guess what? I ran out the front door. He must have went out the back door, because when I came around the house, there he was, and he snatched me up. Yeah, he wore me out with a short piece of water hose. I never ran from my dad again after that. Who's the gentleman behind me? The gentleman behind me. Be more. The gentleman behind me. Mowing God. Who's the gentleman behind you? Yeah, I figured he was. Because that's mowing God. I tell you what, I love having him in the live because he's always messing. He sees ghosts. Ranger says he sees ghosts. That's too funny. Is it 7? No, it's only 6:38. So yesterday I had to, cut stuff off because my TikTok was just acting stuck crazy. It kept disconnecting. And so if you knew how much that bothers me, especially working in tech, I'm glad to say my parents never hit me in anger. And I never hit my kids in anger. I think that's great. I really do. I think there's other ways to correct your kids' misbehavior without spanking. However, so many of us, we just grew up. I grew up. I can't tell you how many times I got spanked. A lot. I'm glad people have gotten away from it, but I see some bad parts of it. The bad part is we got kids that don't mind and don't respect their elders. And I know there's other ways to teach that, but it seems like we've gone from one extreme to the other. Yeah, I'll agree with you there. I can't. I mean, he probably he might have been mad, but he sure didn't act like he was mad. Oh, that's too funny. Let's see. Not a grandmother yet, though. Okay. Well, that's good. Don't rush it. I mean, I am, but my daughter's 46. So my daughter, so she was like 25. I think she was about 25 when my first granddaughter was born. Staying, it's cold, snowing, stuffed shells. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us. We do this Monday through Friday, 5:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. Come join us again. I appreciate it. Bring a friend. Share the live. Thank you. And I'll go check out your page after later today. We're hugging the tree too hard. Y'all are too funny. Yeah, so that bothers me when, we're doing a live and I can't, and the internet's acting up and the server was kicking me off, and I tried everything I could to resolve the issue. So part of the day, I spent my entire lunch hour researching why it was doing that, because I wasn't losing internet connection. And I know from working in technology that can happen. And like the company that I work for, so many people, they work from home, so they have to provide their own internet service. And a lot of them will use T-Mobile's internet. I think AT&T has, I forgot what they call it now, but they have a similar internet that's all satellite internet feeds. And we can't allow them to use that because, well, partially because they take credit cards over the telephone and there's a security issue there. But the other part of it is they're on the phone through the internet, and it takes up a lot of bandwidth. And those types, it's like you're just getting a wireless satellite feed to the device in your home, which looks like a router, and then they plug into that because we require that they're hardwired into the internet. They can't be on Wi-Fi. And so, yeah, it's a similar problem that we've run into with voice issues, where they either can't hear on the other end, or the call drops, but the internet doesn't drop on the computer. So Yeah. Anyway, so I was reading about it, and it's basically the processor I have in this computer. Like technology does, it evolves constantly. And the processor in this computer is not the top of the line. So it can cause that problem when you're streaming. Any other time you wouldn't know it, you wouldn't have any issues, but streaming it, that processor just doesn't process it fast enough, and it can make the picture on the other end pixelated, or it could actually drop. And the recommendation was to make sure that you had it hardwired. So as long as you hardwire it, it seems to be doing fine. However, I did a speed test on it last night, and the speed it's coming in at about 100 megs up and down, and same thing whether it's wireless. So I went ahead and so I moved a router out into the shop and connected it and all that other fun stuff, because in the shop out here I don't have a jack to just plug in. But if you're ever looking for internet, you got a big house, a basement, the one thing that I always recommend that works really well, they make a device that you can plug one of the devices close to your router, wherever it comes into your home, and then you plug it into a wall outlet, and then it's got a second device, and you can take that and you pair it with the first one, but it's just a button. Once it's paired, you can take that device anywhere in the house and plug it into a wall outlet. As long as it's, on the circuitry of the house, plug it in a wall outlet, and it has two, each one of them usually have two jacks on the bottom where you could connect two devices via Ethernet cable. And it works. The downside to it is I have fiber coming into the house. So that's, gig. And when you use those devices, you don't get as fast a speed. But, if you're getting 100 megs up and down, you can do anything on the internet for the most part. Maybe, I think you can even do gaming if you're a gamer, but that's kind of my standard. If you're getting 100 megs up and 100 megs down, you should never have any issues with speed or the internet currently. So that's what I used in the garage, and it works really well. I was going to use it in my other shop, but unfortunately I forgot that the electrical that runs to the shop comes directly off the breaker box, and it's not considered part of the, it kind of runs as its own separate circuit, so it wouldn't work. So there you go. There's a little tech talk on Tuesday. If you ever have any tech questions, just, feel free to ask. I may or may not be able to answer or solve your problem. Dave's Tech Talk. Yeah, we'll do Tech Talk Tuesday. That's too funny. Too friggin' funny. Car Rocks. Yeah, new show. Absolutely. I got to figure out, guys. We do this in the morning, and of course, when I get retired, I'm thinking I want to do something like I'm thinking lunchtime. I don't know. Maybe a shorter version, maybe only like 30 minutes, because most people's lunch hour is like 30 minutes. Yeah, Taco Tuesday. I like tacos. I can eat tacos every week, no problem. What would really be cool? Of course, we're scattered all over the countryside, but my big downfall is breakfast tacos. I love good breakfast tacos. My go-to is I like bacon, egg, potato, cheese. But I tell you what, them breakfast tacos here in Texas, we have some places that it's like a breakfast burrito. It's that long, probably that big around. I mean, they're huge. There's a place here in Austin. what is that place called? Ed's Tacos? Yeah, Ed's Tacos. And it's in an old 7-Eleven building, but yeah. They make some big tacos. But actually a burrito. I don't really like them that big. I just like the standard size breakfast taco that you see in a John Masterson. Thank you for joining this morning. What does he say? We sound like the 70s SNL. Yeah, I do too. For sure. I was hoping, I told y'all the other day about the guy. I think he's in Florida. His first name was Dale, and I don't think he had, oh, I was going to be bad. This is just TikTok's way of saying, are you still real? Yes, I am. Okay. Catch you later, Ranger. Or who was that? Ed. I guess Ed had to jump off. He's got he has a crazy schedule. I'm telling you guys, I don't know how he does it. I thought I was busy. I can't even hold a candle for him to go by. You didn't know Ed made tacos. That's pretty cool. Well, everybody likes breakfast tacos. I don't think I've ever met anybody that said they don't like breakfast. John, thanks for the follow, John. John, do you like breakfast tacos? Let's see. Did John answer? I'm off work today. Yeah, Rangers got sick of this. That's what we call it in Texas. When you're off like that and you say you're sick, you got sick of this. It means you're sick of this, you're sick of that, and that's why you ain't going to work. What did Kelly say? Yeah. Hey Kelly, what is what did you say you were making? Stuffed shells. Is that, explain to me what that is. That sounds good. Jay Crawley just joined. Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining this morning. Like I said, if you're new here, join the fan club. Send me a heart me emoji and it adds you to the fan club. And also, a lot of times, if I need to send out a message, I can go directly to the fan club and just kind of go down the list and message everybody. But yeah, so I like we were talking. Artie joined. Good morning, Artie. How you doing? I never know. Texera joined. I never know when it pops up if they really join or they're just kind of doing a drive-by. I think it's just a drive-by. Rutu, good morning. First time here? Well, thank you for joining us this morning. I appreciate it. We do this live every morning, Monday through Friday. We start at 5:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. So where are you from? TikTok must block certain comments found. I had stripped. Oh. Yeah. Strip will make you not feel good. Caesar, hola, ¿cómo está? Morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. Rutu is from India. All right, all the way from India. That's crazy. Thank you for joining us. Richard T, thanks for the follow. I'll check you out when we're done. Caesar, do you like breakfast tacos? We were just talking about it. I was telling everybody, I wished everybody was in Texas. We could have breakfast taco Tuesday. 2 days off from work. Wow. So, I heard that there's a new strain of of COVID out. I don't know if everybody gets COVID shots or not, but I do. Want to sell your soul? No, Zach, I don't. Thanks. Um, anyway, when COVID first hit in 2020, I think I actually got sick January of 2021, and I was in a hospital for like 5 weeks and nearly died. And I'm telling you, that's the worst I've ever felt. And it took me 6 or 7 months to feel like myself again. And of course, for like a whole year, you couldn't even get vaccinated, but you didn't really need it because I guess your body built up your immune system. But eventually I did have the vaccine, and I've had 2 or 3 of them since, maybe more. But yeah, boy, I tell you what, that's definitely something you don't want to have. If you've never had it, good luck. I hope you never get it, but you never got the vaccine. You know, I know a lot of people that have never gotten the vaccine. Of course, you know, the first time I got it, I was in my 60s, and apparently COVID, you know, I had a guy I worked with, 54. He didn't get vaccinated. His wife did. He came down with COVID, got put in the hospital, and in 2 weeks he was dead. So, you know, that kind of scared me. And he was in good shape at the time, much better shape than I was in. But like, you know, when I had COVID, I didn't eat for like 15 days. I lost like 60 pounds. When I went back to work finally after about, I was off work. I was probably off work 2 months. And when I went back to work, somebody took a picture of me and I didn't even know it. And that person I worked with for a long time, and she got laid off last year at this time. And she just recently was like, she lives in the same neighborhood as I do. And she said, "Hey, I got a picture I want to show you." And she showed me a picture, and I was like, I look like death warmed over. Hey, Christian, thanks for joining. So, Ruta, where are you from? Texas. We are broadcasting from Texas, the capital, Austin. We talk about all kinds of stuff here, Ruta. We do, like Thursdays, we do trivia. We just talk about our day. We have some coffee. I'll let everybody ask any question they want to ask. So we just kind of get to know each other. And then we just talk about the day, what's going on, what time of year it is, politics sometimes. We don't talk about politics a lot because we don't all agree on the same thing, but we do talk about it occasionally. But we try to keep it light and fun, and, you know, what we're going to eat for breakfast, or, you know, what we have planned today. It's kind of our way of starting the day on a good foot with friends. And then about 7, here in about 4 minutes, we shut it off because we all have to go to work. I have Jiminy Hunt. Yeah. And iced coffee. Yeah, you know, that's funny. Everybody in my house likes iced coffee, even in the wintertime. And I don't like any iced coffee. I've tried to drink it. I just don't like it. Even if it's 100 degrees outside, I drink hot brewed coffee. I don't know why. Well, that's true. With iced coffee, you don't have to. I think the reason I don't drink iced coffee, and maybe you can have it sugar free, but most of the iced coffees I've ever drank, they're packed with sugar. And, you know, believe it or not, I try to stay away from as much as I have a sweet tooth, and you know, I tell the doctor all the time, that's my my downfall. They need to develop something that makes you not crave sugar. Can you imagine whoever developed that or developed it? Sugar's been around a long time, but how addictive sugar is. You talk about all kinds of other drugs. Well, sugar's a drug too, and I mean they put it in everything. It's really hard to find stuff that doesn't have sugar in it. So any additional sugar, I don't add additional sugar to anything. And I try to keep an eye on what I'm doing, period. But I mean, like I said, I like cookies, cake, pies, dark chocolate. I like dark chocolate. I tell you my downfall that I like dark chocolate M&Ms. It brews over ice. Okay. Yeah. Just add some of that International Delight creamer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a Bun coffee maker. I just do the traditional drip coffee. And I drink Starbucks Pike's Place. It's a dark medium. I've drank a lot of different coffees. But price of coffee's up right now. And it's a commodity, so it goes up and down. But anyway, guys, it's 6:59. Today has been so much better than yesterday. I want to thank everybody on YouTube for joining me. Bring a friend, come back. So it's Ruta. I know I'm pronouncing your name wrong, so please don't. I'm just a redneck from Texas. Come back tomorrow. It's 6:30 p.m. in India there. And it's 7 a.m. here. But we start at 5:45, so that's what? That'd probably be around 4 something your time. I don't know. But anyway, you're welcome to join us anytime. Bring a friend, bring friends. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe and hit the notification bell in YouTube, when I go live, you'll get a reminder. Like it'll pop. I don't know if it sends you an email or how YouTube does it now, but you can do that for sure. My days work. Yeah, 6:30 at night, you're done working. You're like nearly a day ahead of us. That's crazy. It's 8 a.m. Yeah. So, Ranger, are y'all on Mountain Time? Because isn't Eastern time? No, Eastern Time or Mountain. What time zone are you in, Ranger, in Tennessee? Eastern. Okay, yeah. My boss is in Salt Lake City, so he's on Mountain Time. Then I have another boss that's in Oregon, and he's on California time or whatever you want to call that over there. For sure. Anyway, so it's now 7:01. Hey, I want to tell everybody thank you. Get out there today. It's 16 days till Christmas. And I know y'all are going to get tired because I'm going to go all the way to Christmas Eve, reminding you that if you haven't got your shopping done, you might want to get to it. Michael Anderson just joined. Hey, Michael. And that if you're having it shipped to your house, definitely get to it because even if you have Amazon, it takes a couple of days for them to get to you. But just what I know from FedEx and UPS, because I deal with them on a everyday basis, and they are shorthanded this year. And of course, the holiday season, they just get slammed. And those guys are working 12, 14-hour days. I know I have 2 friends that work for UPS that are drivers, longtime drivers. And I don't feel sorry for them because they make bank. But they're working, 14 to 16 hours a day. It's crazy. Of course, they're making a lot of money too. So, but I guess my point is they have a ton of packages to deliver. So don't wait too long because you always hate to get your Christmas package after Christmas. And go do something kind today. Use Ed and Casey and Cal Cop, all make great mentors. And so anyway, go do something kind for somebody today. You never know what your act of kindness does for somebody else. And until tomorrow, I'll see you at 5:45. Everybody have a great, blessed day. Gotta go. Bye. All my YouTube peeps, thank you very much for joining. Go do something kind today. Join me again in the morning at 5:45 Central Standard Time for morning coffee talk. And bring a friend. Bring some friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining this morning.